All right, welcome back to the Scruffy Dude podcast. My name is Scruffy Dude, aka Isaac, and today I have a guest with me. Well, not a special guest, just a guest with me. Introduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Greg. It's Gregory Gray. I'm the owner of Graceful Moves Moving Company.
Okay. So what? I started working for you 5-6 years ago.
when did you start working? Was it 5-6 years?
Yeah, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. No. So you started about 5 years ago.
Nah, it was 2015.
So I started 2015. I want to say you came like right around maybe midsummer or late summer 2015, maybe September, around
Okay.
September 2015.
When did you start?
So I started I got the LLC May of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
We did our first move June of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say
So May and then June,
mhm.
and then I came shortly after that. It had to be.
and left shortly after.
Nah. I stayed. What? I stayed.
You stuck around
Nah,
for some time.
I stayed. I stayed.
You stayed, yeah. Cause
No, I
it was
mean
still
to be
on and off.
honest, I stayed there for years.
I was about to say,
Like-
yeah. It was
like-
like on and off. So that's
Yeah,
real,
on
yeah.
it. But really working there consistently, like as a full-time job,
Somewhere between 3 and 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Mhm.
Okay. And what made you start it in the first place?
So that's a story. So
I don't think I ever asked you that.
yeah. So that's a story. So I hope I don't bore nobody. I'm gonna take it back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So number one, I come from entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
right? So my mom is an entrepreneur. My dad is an entrepreneur. Growing up, I was that kid who started lawn services.
Mm-hmm.
I made my own flyers. I would get a regular line paper,
Mm-hmm.
write flyers out by hand, take it down to the local liquor store.
Mhm.
This is in Long Beach, California, by the way. I'm from California.
Mm-hmm.
Print them out. I'll
Mhm.
spend 5 cents per sheet, print them out,
Mhm.
and go around the neighborhood and just pass them out.
Mhm.
And so anyway, my point is just I took a liking to the idea of entrepreneurship like early on in life.
Mm-hmm.
I was so fast forward to 2015. I was working for for a tennis store. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna put the name out there.
Mhm.
The morale and character of this place was really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
By this time, I was saved. I was a believer,
Mm-hmm.
and so I didn't like that. I didn't like the way they did things, right? How they treated their employees. I didn't like the morale there. Like I said, character level. So at this time, I was just praying that the Lord would either lead me somewhere else or just help me grow it right there where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, I was also going to College of Biblical Studies.
Mm-hmm.
And I met a guy there who had started a nonprofit organization. And so I wanted to start a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
So he pretty much told me everything I needed to do to get it started. I was going toward a nonprofit full throttle, and out the blue, he left me. I think when he seen, I'm speculating, but I think when he seen that I was serious about starting a nonprofit, he left, or he stopped dealing with me. I don't know if he seen me as like competition or whatever the case may be, but I had already made investments. I had already, and I was just in entrepreneurial mode mentally. But it threw me off a little bit that he left, and so at this time again, I was still working at. Ooh, okay, it's out
He said
there.
the name.
It's out there. All right. It's a lot of great people there. It's a lot of great people. Anyway, so I was working at this store, this tennis store, and there was my manager who was also a believer. I told her about how I wanted to own a business and how I was, thinking about doing a nonprofit, and this guy left and all this different stuff, and she. And so I told her, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna continue to seek being an entrepreneur, right? I was kind of regretting the investments I had made up to that point. And I told her, like, I don't know if it's the Lord's will. Maybe it's just not the Lord's will. She told me her exact words. You don't know what the Lord's will is. She said, you don't know, the Lord's will can be for you to flip burgers down the street, this, and that. And this lady had been knowing me for a little while now. And she had just told me that, I think that you're just afraid. I think that you're afraid of, losing. You're afraid of things not going well. You're afraid of, failing. You know what I mean? And this is when we were closing, so I didn't have time to rebuttal or none of that. I had to just sit with that, And anyway, she was right. Like, I dealt with a lot of fear. And, I guess, with this guy not walking next to me, I was having regrets. And I was afraid to move forward. But anyway, after she told me that, I'm like, you know what? I am fearful. And I don't want to operate out of fear no more. I think fear has handicapped me. I think I'm called to be an entrepreneur. And so anyway, I started to look at the next thing that I can do. What can I do? Maybe I can't go in the direction he said, but maybe there's something I can do. I ran into a good buddy of mine who actually works for us now, who told me about how easy it was to start a moving company. And so I did my minimal research, and I took about maybe $600 to $800. Spent $300 of that on equipment to start a moving company, and put the rest in the bank. And started off. I had no trucks, no nothing, and yeah, the rest was history. So long story, but that's how we started.